Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve systems of equations using the elimination method. So systems of equations using the elimination method. Okay, so suppose we have two equations, x minus y is equal to 8 and 2x plus y is equal to 1. So the idea of the elimination method, that is why it is called the elimination method, is that we need to eliminate one of the variables in the systems of equations. So it's either we choose to eliminate x or we choose to eliminate y. But how do we eliminate x or y? Now, what I need you to understand is that if x minus y is equal to 8 and 2x plus y is equal to 1, if I will add the two expressions on the left of each equation, then since these two are equal to 8 and 1 respectively, then adding the left side will just be the same as adding the right sides of the equation. In the same way that if I will subtract 2x plus y from x minus y, and that is the same as subtracting 1 from 8. Again, because the equations are, or the components of the equations, x minus y is equal to 8 and 2x plus y is equal to 1. Okay, so when you try to eliminate one of the variables, you have to think whether when you add the sides of the equations, you get to eliminate one of the variables, or when you subtract the equations, you get to eliminate one of the variables. So it's either you choose to add them or you subtract them. Okay, so by inspection, if you look at the first equation, you have minus y and plus y on the second equation. So they're exactly opposite of each other. And that's telling us that if we add the two, then we get to eliminate the y immediately. So that's the idea. So if I'm going to add x minus y and 2x plus y, this will be 3x coming from x and 2x. Y plus, or negative y plus y is 0, and 8 plus 1 is 9. And 3x plus 0 is 3x, and this is equal to 9. When we divide by 3, then it means x is equal to 3. So the value of x is equal to 3. Now that we know the value of x, it is now easy to find the value of y. We have the first equation and we have the second equation. So we could pick which of the equations should we use in finding the y. Now if you use the first one, then that's fine. If you use the second one, that's also fine. So in this video, I'll be selecting the first equation, and x minus y is equal to 8. Knowing that x is equal to 3, then 3 minus y is equal to 8. And then, by subtracting both sides by 3, I have negative y is equal to 8 minus 3, and negative y is 5, and then times or multiplied by negative 1, y must be equal to negative 5. So the x is equal to 3, while the y is equal to negative 5. So how do we check if we got the correct values for x and y? So for checking, you need to substitute the values you obtain to each equation given in the system of equations. So if x minus y is equal to 8, and x is 3, and y is negative 5, This is 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. So that's a check. If we check the second equation, 2x plus y is equal to 1, then what I have is 2 times 3 plus the negative 5. And then I'll check if this will be equal to 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus negative 5 means minus 5, and this is equal to 1. So therefore, the x equals 3 and y equals negative 5 is correct. So that's how we solve systems of equations using the elimination method. Again, just to summarize, you inspect the equations and then identify what to eliminate. Can you eliminate x immediately, or can you eliminate y immediately? So how do we eliminate one of the variables? It's either you add the 2 or you subtract the 2, depending on the case. And in this example, we solved it, or we eliminated y by adding the two equations, because in the first equation it's minus y, on the second equation is plus y. They're exactly opposite. And then perform algebraic manipulation until you get the value of x. And from there, it will tell you now that if x is known as 3, then you can pick any of the equations to find the value of y. Okay? And just to ensure that the solutions you obtain for x and y are correct, all you have to do is to substitute the values to the first and second equation and check whether it is giving you the exact numbers, like is it 8 or is it 1. Okay, so that's how you solve systems of equations using the elimination method.